Hey, this is Darren from Property Prosperity. Today I'd like to have a bit of a chat about one of the reasons why people don't necessarily invest in the first place is because if you've ever invested before, obviously you need to save some money up first before you can start investing. And so a lot of people are worried about losing the money they've saved up in the first place, and that's why they don't get out there. And so the thing to understand, you do have to take risks and you do have to go out there and give things a go, otherwise you're not going to be successful. Hey Jazz, thanks for joining, and Magdala. So, like I said, you're going to have to start investing some of those savings you've got to try and, grow it, I suppose. But how are you going to do that without losing it all in the first place? Particularly when you're just starting out, that's probably the most important time when you really can't afford to make mistakes because that's all you've got to start with. And so once you build up your experience, your knowledge, and you've got a bit of funds behind you, then you can learn by trial and error. If you can lose a bit of money, it's not the end of the world because you'll make it up on the next deal. So when you're first starting out, you really can't afford those mistakes. So the first thing I think people should be doing before they start investing is trying to have a bit of a plan. Understand why they're investing in the first place, understanding where they are right now. Without understanding where you are right now, you don't necessarily have a plan for how you're going to work out where you're going to get to, and that becomes the next stage. And how do we get to where we want to get to? And if we want to get somewhere, where are we actually going? And so once we know where we are, where we're trying to get to, then we can start to map out a plan, the best way to get from where we are right now to where we want to be. And the next stage after that is rather than learning by trial and error, making a few mistakes along the way, particularly when you're first starting out, that's right. It's vitally important, and you've got someone that can help you through the process, and someone that's done it before. Someone's done it with their money, and they're not basically risking your money to try and work out how it all works. So you really got to look at the track record of the person you're dealing with, and that's your mortgage broker, your real estate agent, your conveyancer, your surveyor, your builder. There's could be a whole pile of different people you're dealing with through the investing process, and you really have to trust those people to a degree. And so you might get references from friends or family or really just go on your gut feel, but it's really important that you can't know everything. At the end of the day, these people you're probably working with may have been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years, and so all that wealth of knowledge and experience, when you're paying them a fee to help you out, it's not necessarily just that they're actually doing the job for you, but the benefit you get is all the experience they bring with it to make sure you're not going to make mistakes that they might have made as well. So yeah, hopefully I'm just putting together this checklist at the moment, and what I'd like to find out a little bit more about is maybe if you can put a comment on, or maybe give me some feedback on what do you think's important, and how do we what's your thoughts on how we try and secure our savings when we're first starting out? Maybe you're quite successful now and you've sort of gotten over that hurdle, but looking back you'd have some tips on new people, what they should be doing when they're starting out. So I'd love to get your feedback. If you've liked what I've had to say, or if you're interested in finding out more about this checklist that I'm creating, then put a like on there. I'd really appreciate that, or put a comment in there. I'd love to get some of your feedback. Or if you know someone that's maybe wants to invest, but they're just a little bit apprehensive and they just don't want to take that next step. So perhaps if you want to share this out to them, I'm sure they'll get some benefit out as well. So what I've done is I've created a little link there. If you click on the link, you'll be able to give me your details. When I put this checklist together, then you'll be able to get a copy, and you'll be one of the first to get a copy. But yeah, I'd love to really get your feedback from the start, and then what I could do, maybe incorporate your thoughts or your advice into this checklist that I'm creating. I want to give some really useful information that really can set people up for the future, particularly when they're just starting out. So thanks guys for joining me. I love to hear your comments. I love to talk a little bit more, and thanks very much for liking all these little videos, and definitely makes it worth my while, and I look forward to talking to you again now. Bye.